there, and very proud of the work that she did as a school counselor. And we really appreciate the students being active and hearing from them. And if we want the next generation to succeed, we want to grow our economy from the middle out, we really need to make sure that our students are prepared. I also want to just give you a special shout out and say thank you for the work you're doing with our student veterans. That's certainly important. And you work down in India. We need to make sure though that voice isn't just heard occasionally. It's not on student lobby days. That activism is a daily thing, and that students are reaching out to their legislators and finding ways to organize and participate. There's too much at stake. So
we wanted to talk about differential tuition. I know you're surprised to hear you say that, but it's in 43 going through the House. Do you expect it to be hearing in the Senate and then to actually move through?
I am strongly opposed to differential tuition. So we're currently having a big discussion on how much money is going to go in higher ed. And the discussion is, some folks in our caucus want to put more funding into K through 12. And so it's a discussion of how much goes in K through 12 or how much goes in higher ed. Both will get more money. What I would like to see is that enough funding put in to actually have a tuition decrease for students. So everyone's talking about how much we're going to limit increase tuition. I'd actually like to see tuition goes down. Now to do that, it means that other areas of the budget will get less money than it would like. But I think college students have seen the college tuition increase too much in previous years, and so pay attention to my bill that you'll see shortly that would attempt to do that. I think the legislature should set tuition because we're closer to the people. One of the reasons I voted against tuition setting authority for universities 2 years ago was because I feared that once the legislature washed its hands of it, it would allow the legislature to walk further away from its spending obligations, and that's what happened. And so it's bad for students if colleges have tuition setting authority because it makes it easier for the legislature to fund higher ed.
You know, initially I thought differential tuition could be part of the solution, but now that we've had a chance to look at it further and look at the ramifications, and I don't think that it's a good way to go, and I support the House bill, and that we say we're not going to do it for now. And maybe at some point in the future there's some way that it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense for it to get, and it doesn't make sense if it's only picking on Eastern Washington.
One thing that the differential tuition conversation did was at least be honest about how much does an engineering degree cost to get somebody out the door and ready to go down that route, or one of the lab sciences, as opposed to one of the other disciplines. And not that they're any more important, they're just more expensive. So I did not support us going down the differential tuition route, but I think it did create this conversation about how different degrees cost a different amount of money to deliver to students. And that was something that I don't think was very widely known.
With college costs going through the roof right now, again, there was no funding that came along with this. If there's funding that came along with it, that's a vastly different discussion in the state legislature. But this was symbolic more than anything. The state legislature did not allocate funding for 18-17.
We do have hopes with the Hyman initiative put aside that there will be greater revenue, so that more money can go to the universities, so that students can be better supported and faculty salaries can go up, because we do care about that, frankly. Faculty salaries, they're hanging around at 1991 levels in a depressing way.